Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Jay Eli, and we're gonna be talking about social media in this video. Now, I'm prepared for this video to be somewhat slightly controversial in a way, and that's just because we're watching this via a social media platform, if you might say, I guess. So let's just go ahead and talk about it. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I just blazed up before this video, but that was just to kind of calm me down and to just kind of change my perspective a little per se on social media and just talk about it in a different light with different energy that I'm bringing to it. So let's talk about this social media thing. Alright, so for starters, I will just say I will start off with the break and when I took a break from social media, why I took it and all of that. So about, I want to say a week or two ago, today's September the 3rd, about 2 weeks ago, I decided randomly that I was just gonna delete every social media app from my cell phone and from my iPad. So I use Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and that's just my go-to for on a regular day, just like most other millennials and single women and just people in general. Everybody has that. I don't even know why I said single woman. I was talking about myself, but everybody in general right now relies on social media in some aspect in their day-to-day lives. So I was just I need to take a break from this and give myself some time to breathe. I had a very rough summer, and for those of you who may or may not know, I do struggle with depression, on and off. It's just a thing that can be triggered very easily for me. It can just be triggered just from going through regular day-to-day stresses. It can just be very depressing for me sometimes. So I've just been going through a lot this summer personally, just with life and just everything in life. I just recently moved, as you all know, and just a lot has happened. Honestly, I just finished 2 summer classes while also working over the summer. Unfortunately, I had an issue with my car, and my car has been pretty much getting worked on, and yeah, pretty much. So my car's in the shop and I'm waiting on that. So that was a setback for me because I'm a county gal now. I am no longer located in the city as I was prior to, and in prior videos I was living in the city. So that was just a lot for me. And fast forwarding to September, which is now, I am back in school. This is my senior year. And I just was in preparation for all of this, I need to get my mind right. If I'm about to go into my senior year and I just turned 22, you had a hell of a summer, literally, financially, career-wise, education, everything has just been up and down. But I know that it's a good up and down. It's more of everything is changing up and down for me. Not even a bad change. It's just that I'm in that transition, and I feel this summer for me personally has been a transition into the next phase and part of my life and the next person that I'm going to be in this next journey in my life. So I pretty much just wanted to prepare my mind for that, because I know that spiritually that's what I'm going through. I'm going through a change, and that's why I wanted to withdraw myself from the social media in an aspect, because I know that it can be very consuming and distracting, and I find myself falling victim to that. And I found myself getting to a point where I am constantly scrolling, share, scrolling. Clicks out app goes into, force closes app goes into Twitter, force closes Twitter goes into Facebook, force closes Facebook, circles back to Instagram. And I know a lot of other people do that. So I just felt that was getting unhealthy for me in a sense, and Oh my god, guys, it's so overwhelming. I think this is going to be the realest video I ever made, to be honest, guys, because I just feel like I'm going to hit so many topics, and I'm giving you guys a fair warning now. It's going to be a long video, so if you don't want to watch it, you might as well click out of it and not continue to watch the video, because there's a lot that I want to talk about this, because I have a message, and I feel as though I just want to continue to use my YouTube to express just who I am as a person and my views and my opinions on things. That's what I more so want to use my YouTube channel for, as a form of expression, not so much as like promotion and advertising. Like, I can see myself, like I told y'all, in the future making money off of YouTube, but I just continue to see myself doing YouTube as a thing where, as of now, I just want to use it to express my journey and share my life with you guys, and just encourage you guys and to motivate you guys and inspire you guys to live your lives and be true to who you are. And a part of being true to you are, I feel like, kind of falls back into the social media thing, because we live in a time and day where everybody is like trying to be somebody that they ain't. I know, y'all know, somebody out there on social media whom you know in real life, and they portray another life on their social media accounts drastically, you know what I mean? Or not even that they portray, but like they're trying to be something else. And I feel like we all fall victim to this, and we see it because we live in a consumer based society, and everything is driven by advertisements these days. Like, everywhere you go, you see an advertisement via online or anything digital platform. Not even digitally anymore, because people, you know, place advertisements on buses and cars, so I won't even say that. But I will say that the advertisement has grown drastically, and the marketing and everything that they are doing, guys, is strategic. And you got to keep your eyes open to what you see in the media and what you consume and what you let soak up your brains, because social media has probably been one of the biggest distractions created, aside from drugs. And like, not like to that extent, I'm not talking about marijuana, y'all, because we know that's not a drug. I'm talking like heroin, crack, cocaine, meth, you know, like, yeah, stuff like that, big wild stuff. But I feel like, aside from that, you know, social media is a very large distraction. And this media, this Hollywood life, y'all, this I want to be popping, I want the clout, I want to have 10K followers, I want to, like, that shit is for the birds, y'all. Like, I'm trying to put y'all on game. Like, my people, I'm here to help y'all and lead y'all the right way, y'all. Because y'all not going the right way. Like, not y'all, not everybody, but a good majority of the youth and a good majority of the millennials, I will say, have this perception of life, in that it's supposed to be something that revolves around money. Like, it does. A great deal of our lives revolve around money and what we can attain physically, but it's not what it's about at the end of the day. Like, and social media, I feel like, creates a distraction, because you're scrolling, and you see this girl with a new bag, and you're like, oh my god, like, I wanted that bag, and she got it before me. How can she get it? Like, and why can't I get it? And then it makes you feel mad when you can't have something that you see. Now, this isn't me, because I really don't care, I promise. Like, bags are probably the least of my concern. I love a good bag, especially a designer bag, but like, I don't be pressed for stuff, if that makes sense. Like, if I can get it and when I get it, it's cool, but I'm not gonna go out my way and try to get something to prove to somebody else that I got it. That's not why I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get something because I really worked for it, because I really wanted it, because it's gonna have value, because I'm gonna use it and take care of it, and not just use it to tag the company in the picture. And I just feel like everything now has just become so fake. Like, once you click online, if you notice that 90% of your feed is like advertisements. Whether you believe it or not, everybody logs on every day and is trying to sell themselves. That is literally what everybody is doing now. Facebook, anything, whatever it is, you log on, somebody's trying to sell you something, a part of their life, a part of their story. Maybe it's their product, maybe it's their business. Everybody's trying to sell you something in an aspect or market to you in some way. And it's like, some of it can be positive, but majority of it is negative. Like, a lot of it can be negative, because it reinforces certain lifestyles, and it reinforces certain behaviors that people feel as though it's going to lead them somewhere, and it's not. Like, I feel like, for real, to be 100, I feel like most people think like, oh, once I get X amount of followers, that means I get X amount of money. And it's like, the money ain't in the followers. I'm sorry, y'all. It's rigged. Like, it's not. It ain't in the followers. It's in the marketing, yes. It's in the advertisement, yes. It's in the branding, yes. It's in the putting yourself out there. But it's more than that. It's more than just having the clout. You know what I mean? You can have the internet clout, but in real life, do you got the clout? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you really got the juice? Do you really look that good when you take the makeup off? Do you really look that good? Can you really sing like that? Can you really rap? Like, you know what I mean? Are you really a model? Like, that's the questions that people are asking a lot of people now. And I feel like I'm asking a lot of people, like, because I've been in too many situations where I'm meeting people in the physical world who ain't shit like the people I meet on the internet. And that be making me feel some type of way, because I try my best to remain as authentic as possible, like on my Instagram, everything. That's why I even might have put too much information out there at one time, because I'm trying to be as real with y'all. But I've learned that, like, a lot of people aren't being as authentic as they say they are on social media. And it can just make you get into this negative place. And for me, that is one of my triggers. Sometimes, I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest, but for my mental health sake, it can be a trigger for me. When I want to get something done and I see somebody else get it done before me, it makes me question why I didn't get it done first. And then I'm being hard on myself, and then I feel bad because I'm not in this situation. But it's like, I have to check myself and remind myself, like, okay, that's that person's life, this is my life, and we're living two separate journeys. And I think we as a people need to focus on our individual journeys and our individual purposes, rather than trying to do something because the next person is doing it or because that's what's popular. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to make it, you're going to make it from being you. You're not going to make it from trying to be like Cardi B, or trying to be like the next Beyonce, or trying to be in the next whoever. It's not you. You shouldn't focus on that. And I feel like that's what social media does. It idolizes the wrong people. And my young people, I feel like our brains are just kind of brainwashed into thinking we have to get it a certain way. Like, it's still okay to be a doctor. It's still okay to be a lawyer. It's still okay to be a nurse. It's still okay to get it another way, but you just gotta get it and stay focused, because this social media will have you turning up every weekend, posting shit and making you look like you got it when you really don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's all fake in a sense, unless you're being true to who you are. So if you are going to use it, be true to who you are. But when I took my break, I deleted it off. I didn't post anything for about 3 weeks to a month, I think it was, that I went without posting on social media. I was trying to go 30 days. I think the most I might have did was probably 14, honestly, but with no social media at all. But in that time of me not checking my phone constantly, and in this process as well, I changed my number. So I just felt like I was off grid, yo. Like, it was like, could nobody get to me? I was in here watching movies all day long, creating stuff, writing. Like, I was just really in my element. And since I also lost my car recently, I noticed that, like, because of me not being on social media and me not having to only deal with myself, because I'm so used to only being by myself, because I only drive with myself, literally. I'm not the type of person to take people places that ain't me. I drive by myself. So I realized that, like, in between that and me not like driving my car, I've been taking Lyft a lot more, like, and me not being on the social media, I don't know, it's something about me that switched where I now have a lot more respect for everyday people. And it makes me humble because I've met just some of the dopest people just from not having my phone in my hand, if that makes sense. There's so many times I can remember seeing myself like being out or just being at work, whatever the case may be, and I'm missing something because I'm in my phone. Even in class and stuff, I'm in my phone. And like what I realized that did is like over time, I just stopped checking for it. I just didn't care anymore. I was like, okay, I'll get to the calls later. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be there. It's just, it can wait, like really. And I just got more, like, I dived more into life. I started studying a little more astrology. Found out what my rising sign was, what my moon sign was. Aquarius. But I just was like, this is crazy how much you can learn and how much you can observe and really appreciate life and be in the world when you detach yourself from something so fake. The electronics, all of that shit is a electronic fucking bubble that will disappear if we don't have Wi-Fi. So it's just like, I don't know, it made me appreciate life more. It made me appreciate people more and conversations. And now I'm more of a like, okay, I can put my phone down. And that kind of put me in the mood to like, even where now, like in school, I'm not like really on my phone as much. I'm not really posting. I don't really care as much. So I would encourage everybody to just try it. Just see what happens when you go off grid. See how many people hit you up. That's another thing. I realized that like, because I didn't have social media, it was really hard for me to communicate with people. Like, if I didn't have your number, yeah, that's it. Like, I'm sorry. I won't see you unless I see you again. That's when you'll hear from me the next time I see you. Because I ain't really have nobody number. And I just realized for something, I had this switch in me and I was like, okay, I've had the same number for like, I don't know how long. I had the same number for like maybe 6-7 years, whatever. And I'm just like, no, I didn't. I had this number for about 2 years. Anyways, this number that I have, I'm like, everybody has had this number. Like people who I haven't spoken to in years, like teachers, whatever. I have so many numbers in this phone. And I'm like, why is it that every time I go through something, like, I don't have anybody to call, like, real stuff, like, I mean, I do have people to call, like, my friend, my family, and my close friends, but I'm like, why do I have over 200-something contacts, whatever, and I don't talk to nearly as many people as this, you know what I mean? So I deleted everything, and I changed my number. I only kept my immediate family and my very close friends. Those are the only people's numbers I kept. If you got my number more recently, you have to be a friend, like somebody I really consider a friend or did consider a friend, because I've been doing like getting a lot of closure with people and just like trying to move forward with my freaking life for real. Like, so I just wanted to cut people off, honestly. And I realized people were like, Jayla, like, did you get my message on Instagram? You didn't see what I posted when I'll be at work or I'll be with friends and family? I'm like, no, like, I don't be on social media. Like, I deleted all my social. I remember I got in trouble at work, cause not in trouble, but my manager was like, get off your phone, stop being on your phone, da 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 da. He thought I was like on Instagram or something. He's like, I saw you scrolling. I was like, no, actually I wasn't. I was checking the time because I deleted all my apps and I don't even be on my phone no more. And it was kind of crazy because I'm like, dang, he automatically thought I'm on my phone. It just shows you that like we are too consumed in those devices, y'all, and we have to detach ourselves from it and just put a pause on it, because it's getting to the point where it's bad, where people only rely on it for communicating, where like people won't even call you anymore. Like I really realized that like people started calling me when I deleted my Instagram because I stopped posting. When you stop posting, people start worrying about you. Like people be like, oh my god, like where'd she go? Like, and it's a good thing because it's like people don't need to know what you're freaking doing all the time. Like that shit is so wild to me. Like even now I try to lightly post and like I just try to keep it to a minimum, and I want to be more out there with y'all, and I'll continue to try to be open, but I feel like I'm just going to have to do that through my videos, because I feel like it's just, it comes to a certain point where it's overwhelming. Like I feel like I shut down. I deleted everything because it got to a point where, like, not even like on some trying to cry, like, because a lot of people really do want to, like, I'm just gonna say, don't believe in all the hype of all that Instagram model, all that clout. Like, don't believe the hype, y'all, because it really isn't. Like, a lot of the people, I'm not hating on nobody, because it's people out here who really grinding. It's people out here really getting it, and who really are living the lives that they say they are. And there's a lot of people out here who also are acting like everything is fine, and they happy, and they good, and their lives are perfect, and shit is not good at all behind closed doors. You know what I mean? They're not really balling like they really saying they balling. They ain't really. So it's just like a humble situation, and I just feel like for that, I am humble, and I just feel like it makes me draw back from the social media thing so much, because it's just not that important. I feel like I connect with people better who don't even have social media, or the people who don't check their Instagram and Facebook. I feel like those are the people who are so into the conversations. Like, people who be consumed in these phones all day and posting this and posting that. Y'all don't even read books no more. Like, people be so dumb. Like, I can't even have conversations and enjoy regular life with some individuals, because it's like they're so soaked up in this all the time that they can't enjoy the now. And I feel like I'm learning that about life, that you have to enjoy the now, because it's not promised, and that social media will have you distracted and feeling like you need to be doing other things, and it'll throw you off, and it'll have you sad and depressed and mad and fighting with people and in drama and like showing another part of yourself and doing shit you said you would never do. Like, social media will change you, bruh. And it's like, you can't let it change who you are. You just gotta stay true to who you are. Like, really, like, that's what I learned. And I'm back on there now, because like I'm back working. I feel like this summer was a break for me, because I've been chilling. Like, really, I've been going through it and trying to get shit back on the road, and we almost there, y'all. Like, we're almost there. And I just feel like taking a break from social media was the best pause I could ever give myself. Like, and that's when I felt like I became closer to myself, if that makes any sense. I have a physical me who's here, that's my flesh, this person who's talking to you right now, but then there's also a spirit within me, if you know what I mean. There's another part of myself, that other consciousness. So I feel like that's who I've been getting to know, and I feel like it takes a lot of thinking, healing, processing, and in that time of me just taking a break for social media, I realized that we can't be alone with our own thoughts. That's why people don't want to be alone no more. That's why people are always like wanting to hang out with people and that's why people are so fake now. People do anything to be around people and hang around people, because nobody wants to be alone anymore. Nobody can bear their own thoughts. Nobody can bear their own consciousness and address those traumas and those pains, and nobody is really in a point where they can heal, honestly. Like, and I feel like it's because social media is giving us this temporary gratifications with material things and all this shit and the glamorous life, and it's like, okay, but all that fades away, and at the end of the day, you got to be able to live with yourself. And I just feel like that gave me some time to do that, and I would encourage everybody to do that. My camera might die, my battery's going down, so I'm gonna try to speed it up, but I will try my best to continue this conversation on my blog. Stay tuned, it's official. I got my domain, we out here, the site is real, I have it in the flesh. I'm releasing my blog, so it's coming October 9th, and I will talk more about this social media binge and why I did it, and I'll get more in detail about it. And I plan on, doing it again probably after the site launches. I'll probably definitely binge and just blog and post only to YouTube and post to the blog and just still binge the social media. But I just think that we need to like binge social media, like as a collective. Like, we need to have a blackout day where everybody doesn't tweet or some shit. Like, see what the fucking internet does. It'll probably crash. Like, real shit. Not really, but like, you know what I mean. Or a day where like everybody meets up somewhere and everybody like leaves their phone at home. I don't know, some wild shit. That'd probably be crazy though. Somebody probably get killed. See, it just shows you how we depend on fucking technology so much. You can't even leave your phone at home if you want to. How the hell you gonna get back home? You can't see no bus routes. You can't tell what time it is. You don't got no directions. You can't get to the nearest Chick-fil-A on your way home. Like, no, okay, that's not important. But you know what I mean. So it just really changed my perspective on how I view life and how I view things. And I feel like it's made me as a person more humble. And I don't know, it's just changed me in a way that I can't really explain any further. I can just only tell you guys to see for yourself what it's like when you remove yourself from a platform that wasn't even designed here to be here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, physically, I don't think we were meant to have technology. I think we just got our hands on it, and you know, the rest is history. But no, really, social media, you just gotta give it a break, because it will have you on some other mess, if you will. And that was just a thing I realized, like, when I took a break from the social media, for some reason a whole bunch of people just started like calling me and like texting me out of nowhere, like, really. And I'm like, why the heck is everybody like hitting my phone? And I'm like, oh my god, you haven't posted. Like, that's what it is. And it's so crazy to think that because you don't share every second of your life that somebody thinks there's something wrong with it, or that you like, and it's just like, no, y'all, like, I'm good. Like, I just don't want y'all to be Snapchatting me every 5 seconds and tweeting me. And I feel like, sorry, that's another thing, but maybe it's just me. I'm being honest, because this is my YouTube channel where I express how I feel, and I feel like that's what I do. But I feel like social media in a way can, like, it can make, for me personally, I feel like it made me feel like it gets overwhelming. Like, the people, the constant like comments, I feel like